So, welcome back to Blanket Riot to Chats. Today, or I guess this week, we are joined by Jelly Biscuits.
That's me.
And
I,
this,
I'm Jelly Biscuits.
you are in fact Jelly Biscuits, yes.
I guess. How many points do I get?
Uh, 13.
Cool. I will remember that.
Uh,
Well, let me
this
write that
week's
down.
episode is on League of Legends, but I assume that if you clicked on this, you read the title, so you should know that already. So, League of Legends is a MOBA, which is multiplayer multiplayer
Online
online
battle
battle
arena.
arena. Typically a 5x5
It-
setting, right?
yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it just usually is because
Yeah,
they all follow the same. They all follow the same format, really.
right.
They have the jungler, solo laner, mid laner, who is different from the solo laner because they're in the middle of the map. So create a name there.
Mm,
Then the dual lane.
yeah.
Pretty much every of the two MOBAs I've played, they have both followed that formula.
Yeah. Of the two MOBAs I've played, one of them is complete garbage, don't touch it. The other one is League of Legends.
Which is also complete garbage, but you should touch it.
Yeah, it's bad, but you should touch it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like real sports in the sense that when you're winning, it's really fun, and the rest of the time, it's a horrible experience.
Exactly. Even though I still had a
That's,
lot of fun during esports.
I mean, I did too, but that's just because I really liked my team there.
Dude, my team was amazing, but we're not about the teams. We're not here to talk
The
about just how
teams.
our esports went. How would you describe the
Well, in that
champions?
case, the champions.
Yeah.
Well, most of them are boring. Like they all look the same to me. If you've seen any of the champions I play, you'd be able to quickly identify that I feel that way. Um,
I don't remember which champions you play, to be honest.
well, I play like Thresh, Fiddlesticks, those sort of
Oh.
champions.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I see what you mean.
But yeah, for the most part, especially lately, they've all been doing just weird people that you would see like in an anime, which I mean, this isn't a popular thing to say, but I really, really do not like anime.
Yeah, it makes sense to an extent. Personally, I find just if I can play the champion and not feel bad about playing them, I'll have fun with them.
Well, a philosophy that I came up with a while ago while playing Magic the Gathering is that winning isn't what makes games like that fun. It's being able to do whatever your champion in this case is meant to do. Like Fiddlesticks, he's meant to jump over the wall, fear people, and then one shot them while they're still CC'd.
Which I remember
Thresh, he's
being
meant to
very annoying to deal with.
Thrash, he hits the hook, and then the person he gets hooked them, and then they die.
Hmm.
Um, just whatever that champion is meant to do, as long as you're actually accomplishing anything, that's what makes the game fun, in my opinion.
Yeah,
You
I've
can,
had
you can,
I had
you
one
can
really, really good game while I was playing Diana. There was, I think it's Morgana was on the other team,
uh,
and they kept trying to solo me, but every time they would try to escape from me, I just kept hunting them down, and it felt so good. Because that's Diana's job.
especially
Diana hunts people down. That's what she does.
she's an assassin, right? An AoE
Yeah.
assassin. Yeah, I was rewatching some old clips from our esports, and I was watching you play Diana, and I was like, wow, Diana looks pretty fun.
Diana's a lot of fun for me to play, because I love playing the type of characters who can not only get up close and do a lot of damage, but also back off and still do good damage.
Oh well, have I got the character for you? Doctor Mundo.
I also like playing characters that are not complicated.
Doctor Mundo's like the easiest champion in the
Yeah, I
game.
also remember Dr.
What?
Mundo was pretty annoying, to be honest. I don't like getting ganked in bot all of a sudden. Kinda.
Oh yeah, I remember. I remember that. I would
Ah,
come
yeah,
up
that
right behind you.
sucked. It's not as bad as another MOBA I want to talk about later down the line. Do I have that set up already? No, no, I do not.
Tell me, tell me its name, and I will
Pokemon Unite.
agree. I have seen that.
It's
I
bad.
thought it was just a
Don't,
regular.
don't. It's the other MOBA I've played. Just don't touch it. If it's free
I will
like
take your
League and there's in-game spending like League, but it's super horrible. It's Nintendo shouldn't have tried to make a MOBA, I'll be honest. Anyways, back on track. I can save my
Uh,
rants for another day.
yeah. What were we talking about again?
I don't remember.
Um.
Oh right. We were talking about champions, but I think
Oh yeah,
oh yeah,
Dr. Mundo.
champions. Dr. Mendo.
They reworked him recently, right?
Oh, they did.
Well, it's not really that recently anymore. I don't remember when it was. All I know is that I really like the rework because they basically kept him the same, but made him better. Which I guess is the point of the rework.
Yeah.
There was a few things that were weird about. The only thing I don't like about the rework is they changed his W to
Huh.
they changed his W so that it is only active for a certain amount of time, as opposed to it's just being toggled. Which given the other changes they made to it, makes a lot of sense. But still,
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
but they kept his Q pretty much exactly the same, which
Nice.
is something that every Dr. Mundo player really appreciated.
Yeah.
uh, they Yeah, but he's in a really cool place right now where I can take him bot lane with lots of success.
Hmm. I haven't played League for a while, probably because I don't really play League often.
Ah, well, I have not played League in like a few, like almost a week,
Ah,
because uh, I don't know. I guess I just haven't felt like it. It's it's an interesting game. I mean, when you're winning or when you're doing well for yourself, it's such a fun experience,
oh
right?
yeah.
But then when you're just losing horribly, as most matches go, typically, it is suddenly becomes not so fun.
Yeah, sometimes you get
It's
those really, really nice matches where the team is almost perfectly even.
Oh yeah, I
So it
love that.
it all just comes down to how well you can play your champions.
Yeah. I love it when the games are close, because then even if I lose, it's still.
It
I
feels
mean,
so
unless it
much
takes me
better.
out.
Those are the best types
Feels
of games because I feel like when you're way too far ahead, it's kind of boring or bland in a sense, and it feels like you're bullying the other team to an extent.
Yeah, that's one dilemma that I have.
hmm
Uh,
But when
I
you're doing horrible and you're like so far behind it's impossible to catch up, it doesn't feel good either because you can't win like you intended to. Whereas if you get that nice balance where the teams are just right on skill level, it feels much better.
Yeah, it feels like an actual game,
Yeah,
as opposed to. Did you know that the matchmaking is specifically designed to make you lose 50% of your rounds?
that's hmm, that's I guess it makes sense.
I mean,
Kind of like it makes sense to the extent where I don't know, where you don't want to be winning all the time, but I feel like
but
it should just balance it out in a better way. So like
yeah,
just match
the how
teams
I
that the game can recognize are on similar skill levels and pit them against each other because it'll
yeah,
feel ultimately better.
that's that's what it would what it should be. But what it is it'll put you in rounds. It expects you to lose so that it can keep your win rate around 50%. And
Which
so,
isn't all that great to hear
yeah,
about.
it makes it so that you go through huge streaks of winning tons of games in a row and then losing tons of games in a row because it can't seem to find a balance.
Yeah. Uh, I have written down in my notes that we should talk about the gameplay, but at the same time, do we really need to talk about the gameplay? It's a MOBA. If you don't know what a MOBA is, just watch any MOBA and you'll understand how League works.
I mean, like when I first started playing MOBAs, I had no idea what was going on. I played two, League of Legends and Smite, and Smite is considerably more jank than League of Legends, I would say. And the
Hmm.
matchmaking is it's very much faster. Well, not actually that much faster. The matchmaking is pretty bad. But we're not talking about Smite. We're talking about League of Legends.
Mm-hmm. The matchmaking of League isn't necessarily too bad. Like, at worst, it'll take a few minutes unless you've done some really bad things with your account, and then it'll take like an hour. But,
Yeah, that strikes me as a bit odd.
I mean, it makes sense, because if you did some stuff where, like, it's against terms of service, you should be punished for it.
Oh, that is true.
But, like,
But
I don't understand League's mechanics to a full extent, so I can't really go into it.
the punishments are like so. They never seem to punish people who actually deserve it.
Yeah. Uh, Honestly, that's true with any punishment system. Just not even just in League and trapped or set only to League. Just wait, let's take a look at Pokemon Unite's punishment system because I need to get something about this out there, as I'm sure plenty of people already have. Pokemon Unite, when you get behind, there is no catching up. In League, you at least have a chance to catch up. So by being
Yeah.
bad, you are punished to the point where you cannot win.
Ugh.
That's just how bad Pokemon Unite is. Like, yeah, it's free and it's great to pick up and just play like a 5 or 10 minute match because that's all they are. But it feels horrible knowing that you cannot play the game to an extent that League lets you play a game. Like, even with League's 50% try to lose you rate, it's better than Pokemon Unite because Pokemon Unite will just randomly throw people at you.
That's 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 kind of the worst matchmaking you can do. It's the easiest matchmaking. but
It's the route
that's
Nintendo took. No, like, I don't really
that's
have
like
an issue with Nintendo as a company, but the group
oh, I
in
have issues
Nintendo,
with them.
the group that made Pokemon Unite, they suck at their jobs. I'll be honest. Well, not suck at their jobs, but they made a game that isn't a good introduction to a MOBA. It's a good
Yeah.
introduction to the bad side of MOBAs, the sides where you can't do anything unless you are like, I don't know, for comparison, Fireborn with his Hollow Knight skills. He's insane at it, right?
Uh, I'm going to pretend I know who that is.
Great,
Yeah,
amazing. But
he's
he's
like
amazing at Hollow Knight, and watching him uh, play Hollow Knight is really fun because he does things that you wouldn't normally think of. Like, it's nuts, right?
yeah.
With
I
League of
mean,
Legends, you have to be on Fireborn's skill level with Hollow or with Pokemon Unite. Sorry, League isn't that bad. With Pokemon Unite, you have to be on Fireborn's skill level with Hollow Knight to even try to win. It's so
it's
genuinely bad.
and
But back to the League before I go on a 20-minute spiel about how bad Pokemon Unite is.
uh,
Uh, the
you.
cosmetics in
I'm
the
sure you'll get
game,
the cosmetics. I think. I mean, I respect any game that opts for the route of charging for cosmetics as opposed to
especially when
winning.
they're free.
Yeah, I love any game that will give you will give you stuff you can pay for stuff that you could get for free. Just paying for it is faster.
Yeah,
That's what That's my favorite thing of doing it, because then if you buy anything, it's a personal decision rather than feeling like you had to in order to
Yeah,
get what you
like
wanted.
Genshin. Poor Genshin Impact being a gotcha game. Although it
See,
does look like a
I'm
genuinely good open world, so.
ah, so I'm also going to pretend I know what a gotcha game is.
Uh, it's the kind of. So you know what a mobile game is, right? Everybody does.
Yeah, I
You
know,
know the type
I
of games
know.
that just try to drain your
Like a
pockets
game that
dry?
like moves. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
that's a
know.
gotcha game. They really want your money. And with League makes sense to give it money because, well, not necessarily give it money because they need money, but because it's a free game and they need a source of income to keep the game going.
Yeah,
I mean, they are also
that
Riot Games, so they have a larger source of income. But if League's sales on, like, in game currency and all that plummeted all of a sudden, League would likely not be played anymore. Or not be
well, I don't.
updated until its sales went back up.
Yeah, that is that is unfortunately that's just how big companies do their
That's just how
game
capitalism
development.
is.
Capitalism. I mean, I guess there's no point to keep making it if it's not making you any money. But
Yeah, that's basically just how economics works.
but
Or at least to my understanding, that's how economics works.
I mean, I guess that is pretty much.
All right. Uh, so on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst game to ever, and 10 being the best game to ever, where would you put League?
That is a very difficult question. It depends on when you ask me. Because if you ask me right after I had a really good round, or if I haven't played the game in a few days, I would say, yeah, it's a really good game, like 10 out of 10. Well, I forgot your scale, but whatever you said.
Yeah.
Good. But if you ask me right after I play a round where the enemy picks Lux at all, I would say that it's a horrible game that I never want to play again. It's a weird phenomenon. It,
Yeah. I
League
would
is
put it
simultaneously
somewhere like
one.
5 or 6 personally because it's just inconsistent
Yeah,
with how good it
yeah,
is.
sometimes it's one of the best games I've ever played. Sometimes it's suffering.
Mm-hmm. Well, that should be all for this week's episode of Blanket Wrapped Chats.
Yep. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah,
Well,
thanks for joining.
technically, you're welcome for joining.
All right. Have a
Well,
good day and stay wrapped in a blanket, guys.